Okay, can we see them? Yes. So 4 bulkheads, inner tube bulkheads, fresh off the printer. Doesn't look like much. Costs nothing. That's 4 hours worth of printing, which didn't used to be a big deal for me, but I've got so many things I'm trying to get printed that I have to set alarms in the middle of the night so when a print completes, I can get another one on there. This little stuff around the edge is called a brim. Don't really need. I didn't need it for this. What it's for is lots of times you have a big flat piece. When this stuff cools, it'll tend to warp off the print bed. And so you put a little bit around the edges and that keeps it stuck on there. And on the ones I sent to Mike, I left that on by mistake. It's just a box you check on the slicer. And then I thought, well, that's a good way to have him tell which one's which till he gets which side is which when he gets used to it. You want to put the threaded inserts in on this side, the side that's got the brim on it. You can tear this off, just take an X-Acto knife and trim it down close. But actually, that little burr is going to be handy when you put this thing into the tube because that's going to keep it from going in just the right amount. So that was kind of a discovery. So you're going to put it in on what's the smooth side, or the side that you pull the brim off of. The threaded inserts do matter. The holes are custom designed. I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not. I can't see the camera myself. I have to check it later. They're easy lock, 3mm, and they're not symmetrical. So it's important that they're tapered. The top is bigger diameter than the bottom, and you really can't see that so much as you just get used to seeing the perforations or whatever they are on the sides, and getting used to the fact that the side that doesn't have the perforations goes down. Okay, now that I found my tweezers on my messy workbench, there's a lot of ways you can do it. The way I like to do it is like this, and I squeeze real hard with the tweezers so I can hold up on the thing, and then I just let it all come down onto the thing, and then I kind of just wiggle this around. That kind of helps make sure that I really am in the center of the hole. And you can see the temperature I'm on right now, it's starting to go in all by itself. Just give it a little bit of pressure, and I keep on pushing it down until I know I'm at least flush, maybe a little bit far. And then I turn it upside down and just push on the workbench. And that keeps it, what happens is a lot of times that insert wants to well up or push back out a little bit. If you're not too hot, it won't do it much, but especially if you're a little bit too hot, it'll do that. So I'll do that, and then I'll come back and check it. If you got any plastic in there at all, it isn't going to work. I mean, you'd be surprised. That's like glass when it gets hard and you cannot put a screw through it. You'll break the screw in half. I've done it. But if you still have to do that, if you still get a little bit of welling around this edges, you can take a straight edge razor blade and just cut it off like that. But if you do on the tabletop like this. Now the other way to do it, the way I used to do it, is just put it close to the hole like that. And it'll tilt over, but you can kind of pick it up and straighten it up and do this number until you get it over the hole and let it go down that way. You don't have a pair of tweezers handy. Now this one I'm not really, if for some reason it didn't fall down in the hole by itself. Now it is, so probably initially I wasn't right. I don't know if you can see it because of my hand. Right square in the hole. We'll do one more time because I'm not sure what the camera could see. And it takes about 10 seconds for that plastic to freeze. Looks good. Let's do the last one. This time we'll do the tweezers. Again, you kind of see, I don't know if that'll be in focus or not, but you can see there's this edge here that it just looks different on one side versus the other. You can look at it a few times, you'll be able to get it. Take it up here. You got to hold that real hard so it doesn't pop the thing out of the tweezers. Kind of slow it around until you get it in the middle of the hole, and you can see it starting to put it in itself. And then just give it gentle pressure down here. Now, Mike, I told you I had used the lowest temperature, and I was, but I just discovered this little thing where it kind of settles in by itself at the next to the lowest temperature. So that's what I'm using now. I mean, either one will work. You just got to push slower if you're a little cooler. The next to the lowest one on mine is 330 degrees, and the lowest is 280 degrees. All right, so that's ready to solvent weld into the tube.